Let's do it then. Hello and welcome to my presentation. Thank you so much for attending today. My name is Dan Passarelli, and today we're going to talk into how to tap into the hidden income source that already exists in your portfolio. Before we get started, I need to point out options are not for everyone. You should read characteristics and risks of standardized options before trading. All right, let's make sure everybody's in the right place here. Let's see. I'm going to ask some questions, and if you agree with any of these statements, go ahead and type the word yes in the question or chat box. I'm here because I want to secure my retirement and future financial freedom. Give me a yes if that's you. Give me a yes if that is why you are here. All right. How about this? I'm here so I can tap into the hidden income already in my portfolio. Give me a yes if that is you. All right, getting some yeses here. Let's see here. We got Justin and Jennifer. Okay, good. We've got a few people here for the right reasons. How about I'm either new to investing and want to fast track my success, or I'm already doing pretty well, but I know I can always do better. I mean, that's a true one, right? Some folks are just starting out and they want to start out right so that they can, you know, shortcut their track to success and not spend years trying to figure it out on their own. And some people are already doing well and they're ready to get to that next level. And how about for me, winning is the only option. I'll do everything necessary to protect my family and my financial future. Give me a yes. Okay, there we're getting some yeses. All right. Jennifer, yes, yes, and yes. Awesome. Okay, here's what I'm going to do today. This is my promise to you. I'm going to share how it's possible to generate cash consistently over and over while lowering risk, even in down markets, so you don't have to rely on buying and holding and praying. And at the end of this presentation, I'll share how you can follow the exact same steps that I use every day to do it. Fair deal? Also, I'm going to hold all questions till the end of the presentation. If you have a question, please write it down and I will cover them all later. The idea is not to buy and hold, praying that your stocks go up. It's to tap into the income source in your portfolio to generate cash consistently over and over while lowering your risk, even and especially in down markets, without being handcuffed to simply buy and hold and pray. And the best part is, the way it works is Wall Street traders actually pay you every 2 weeks and help you sell at a profit. Interested? And the only way to tap into the system, into the stream of income, is through my S.M.A.R.T Paychecks system. I do this every day in my own personal accounts, and so can you. The first thing you need to know is that if you haven't been getting the results you want, it's not your fault. The buy and hold strategy simply does not work anymore, certainly not in all market conditions, at least not in its traditional form. With all your wealth tied up in stocks that are at the mercy of the market, there's just too much risk and it takes too long. And those stocks are controlled by the big players, forces way bigger than you or me. What if you could make real cold hard cash right now, not risking more by buying more stocks, but actual cash out of the investments you already have without adding any risk? And in fact, lowering your risk while increasing your profits. If you could do that, wouldn't that make sense? Wouldn't it? Well, I struggled for years with my investing, trying to find better stocks to buy, set up stop losses at the perfect levels, using complex indicators, and ultimately buying and holding and waiting and waiting and waiting, until I discovered how to tap into the investments I already had to make consistent low risk cash, even in and especially in down markets. My name is Dan Passarelli. This is a pictorial representation of just some of the companies I work with. I'm a former member of both the CBOE and CBOT. I'm the author of the two of the top option trading books, The Market Taker's Edge and Trading Option Greeks. I'm a regular contributor to Bloomberg TV, Fox Business News, TD Ameritrade Network, and I train traders just like you all over the world, literally. Warren Buffett said, if you don't learn to make money while you sleep, you'll work until you die. Warren Buffett also figured out a way to consistently generate cash, and in fact, one of the ways he does it is the exact same way I'm sharing with you today. And other great investors use this exact technique too. In fact, it's sort of the big secret in the industry. All the top money makers do this. Mark Cuban does exactly what I'll share with you today. If it wasn't for him using this exact technique to protect his shares when broadcast.com collapsed during one of the previous financial collapses, he would not be who he is today. Jim Rogers does this. So does Rick Santelli. These traders are the best of the best. They use this simple, exact technique to have the rest of Wall Street traders pay them regular paychecks every 2 weeks, just like I do, and just like I'll share with you. So here's how it works. One, you could get regular cash payments like a paycheck every 2 weeks from Wall Street traders. And they also help you sell shares when the market's up and buy them back when the market's down. Would you be interested in learning more? Of course. Well, I sat down and I mapped out exactly what this would look like for you on a typical stock. This is part of a trading system that, when followed closely, both pays you cash and helps you do what's called scalping stock. That is buying stocks when they're at low prices and turning around and selling them at high prices. And it's all contractually arranged, and real Wall Street traders are on the other side of the contract. So let's simplify this. Imagine you own this stock. The first step in this system enables you to create a contract in which, in this case, you get paid $138, and the Wall Street trader you made the contract with watches your stock, and you get to sell it to him if it goes up a lot. So far, so good? Who likes this so far? Now, the cool thing is that these contracts only last a certain period of time, right? In this case, it's 2 weeks. After the 2 weeks, if you don't sell your stock to the trader, the contract ends and you keep that money and you simply make another contract. In this case, we'll say you collect 127 bucks. Then after 2 weeks, that contract expires and you make another contract with the trader. There are a number of professional traders who are willing to do this. So it might be the same person or it might not, and it doesn't matter as long as you keep getting paid, right? So now, in this case, you collect $131 for your contract this time. Your cash, which is riskless, by the way, right? Idle cash doesn't lose money when the market goes down. It's just cash. Your cash keeps adding up. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds crazy. Why would this Wall Street trader make this contract with you? Doesn't he lose money? No. And that's the beauty of this. The trader who has the contract with you is hedged. He's protected and doesn't have to worry. And in fact, that's why when your stock goes up much, he's able to buy the shares you sell him at the agreed upon price. So now when the stock goes up above a certain price, you end up selling your shares at a good price. Everybody's happy, you're making money. Then next Monday or whatever it is, when the market opens, guess what happens? Cha-ching, it's payday again. Your new contract gets you $152 this time. And here's what happens next. Now the market goes down to the level at which the professional trader has agreed you can buy the stock from him. And again, he's hedged and he's glad to sell it to you. You're glad to buy it. Win-win. Here you'd have bought your stock back at a low. And then the next day, boom, payday again, receive $123. And it goes on and on like this. It goes up a lot, and you sell by assigning your shares in the contract to the trader. then write another contract, get paid $154 this time. And by the way, all these contracts are very common. They're standard transactions. You don't need a lawyer, a notary public, or anything crazy like that. These simple common contracts literally just require the simple click of a mouse. As long as you can follow a simple system and can click a button that says place order, this is going to be really easy, right? I mean, can you do that? Can you click a button that says place order? Yes? Great. Good. Then it's just simply following along. After this expiration, you collect $149, and then when the market's lower, buy back your shares, then collect $117 this time, then $123, then sell at a high, then get a paycheck, get a paycheck, get a paycheck. And that's how it goes. Then it's just simply following along. After this expiration, collect $145, and then when the market's lower, you buy back your shares, and so on and so on and so on. And here's the thing, it works. It just works. Paychecks. So are you getting this? Are you getting this? But and while you're answering, I want to call your attention to something. This is a 6-month chart. If you'd originally owned 100 shares of this stock when it was at 170 6 months ago, how much money can you make on that? Well, that would be $17,000, right? If you originally owned 100 shares of this stock when it was at 170 6 months ago, how much would you make on that original 17,000? Well, with the buy and hold and pray strategy, you could have made a little bit. But then again, it could have gone down and you could have lost a little bit, maybe a lot. But what about collecting these smart paychecks? How much cash can you bring in using this system? And that's the thing that really changed my life when I discovered what was going on with this. See, I came from the trading pits in Chicago. I knew a lot of people who used this technique. And when they first shared it with me, they described it as limited insurance. I didn't get it. Limited insurance, I mean, it's obvious that this is an incredible way to tap into income existing in your portfolio already, but you wouldn't have access to it without the system, you know, that's instantly clear. But limited insurance, it seems strange. How is generating $138 limited insurance? And then it hit me. It's not really about the $138 or the $152 or the scalps you lock in. The key to unlock the real power is the system itself. If I own $17,000 worth of stock and I collect $138, $127, $131 and so on, sooner or later I've collected enough to cover losses if the stock goes down, and even if it goes down a lot. Once I was invited to be a speaker at an investors conference, and someone came up to our booth and I shared this system with him, and he said, "Oh yeah, I've been doing this for years. In fact, there's one stock that I own I've been doing this on for almost 10 years. And in fact, I've collected more cash from writing these contracts than I spent on the stock initially." He effectively owned the stock for free. Now that is the best insurance you can buy. And in fact, many people, even some of the professional traders I know who've been doing this a long time, don't realize this actually works ideally in big down moves for that reason. So take a look. Imagine you've been using this smart system to collect regular paychecks on this stock for a while. Your insurance fund has been growing. Recently, you've collected $127, $139. But the thing with crashes, right? The thing with crashes is you never know when they're going to hit. We all wish we did, but we don't. But here's the thing. Down markets provide an extra oomph for this. This strategy actually gets better because the insurance adds up faster just when you need it. The premium cash you collect can become much larger, just like a real insurance policy. When there's greater risk, the premiums get bigger. So as the stock falls, every time you collect on your contract, you collect more, way more. And at the start, you might get a small amount, maybe, you know, like $193, a small amount more, maybe, right? But here it would be more like, you know, $335 as the market's, or $335 as the market's crashing. And then when the market's lower, it might be $385 or something like that. So can you see how if you could get payments like this, it would cushion your blow, and how you would easily outperform the average investor? This is a system in which the sooner you start using it, the better, right? Because it adds up and it protects you the longer you use it. No waiting till tomorrow. Now is the time, right? I've been doing this for years, and here's a screenshot from my actual IRA. This is what, like a year ago or something. Don't worry, I've been using this long before then, and still to this day. But I took this screenshot for a presentation, I think it was last April. Like this 2-week period netted me about what? 272 plus 272, 441, 344, like 1,400 bucks or so, right? This can be a typical 2 weeks for you. Maybe not every 2-week period will work out like this. There will be some where you have to manage your trades and make some adjustments, but I want your mind to start thinking this way. And this is a screenshot from during the coronavirus of my actual trades. This is a great way to lock in some profits. And as you can see, I did that with some of these trades. And it's a way to accumulate long-term investments in very down markets for the long term, with cash that got freed up by selling at higher prices earlier. So can you make this happen? Can you? What'll it take? Maybe like just commitment is all, right? The S.M.A.R.T paycheck system is simple, and I think you'd be crazy not to do this. It's how you can do one simple thing that literally takes 5 minutes a day that can have a profound impact on your whole financial freedom, honestly. But the problem is a lot of people just plain make it hard. I've heard every excuse in the book for inaction, for status quo. And frankly, it's laziness. I mean, this is easy. I've heard it's too hard. I've heard it's too time consuming. I don't know how to do it yet. I don't want to make thousands of extra dollars a month. No, I didn't actually hear that one. But by not doing this, that's basically what you're saying, right? So I put everything you need to know into one simple step-by-step SMART system that shows you exactly what to do, the exact steps to follow, so you can do exactly what I do in just 5 minutes a day. I've made it so you can't mess it up. This is Kat. When she first came to us, she didn't have a plan at that time, and that showed in her results at that time. And she went on to become one of our top students ever. She made the commitment, and it's really working for her, and anybody can do this. This is the system I created for our traders. There are 5 steps I'm going to share with you right now, and I'm going to share mostly the important steps of step 1, the simple trade identification formula, so that you'll be able to identify good candidates for this trading system. Because if you don't start out with good trades using this system, you'll face some challenges. The first thing to know is this system uses options. There are 2 types of options, and we can use them both. There's calls and puts. A call option is the right to buy a stock. If you own the call option, it's the right to buy a stock at a certain price, and that expires on a certain date. If you buy a put, that's the right to sell a stock at a certain price on or before a certain date. But we're actually going to be not buying, but selling. And the most important thing to know is options really level the playing field. These are the exact same tools that professionals use every day to outperform the market, and to, you know, like when you're reading about all these traders who are so successful, like this is how they control their finances how they make money consistently over and over again. And you can use these exact same tools to control your financial future. And again, we're going to focus on tapping into the hidden income source inside your existing portfolio so that you can generate consistent cash on it over and over again while lowering your risk. So now I'm going to show you how to identify these trades. It's imperative to start out with each trade set up correctly. They say garbage in, garbage out. And this is the process for the first of the 5 steps. These are the sub-steps. Identify your objectives on a currently held stock or ETF. Verify the earnings date is after the front expiration, which is the shortest term expiration. Verify the offer is no more than 10% greater than the bid, and evaluate that the trade makes sense using the makes sense factor based on objectives and strike proximity. So objectives guide your trade. Okay, and that's really important to understand. We're being strategic here. And there are 2 objectives that you can have when using this SMART strategy. Skate or trade, all right? Skate or trade. So let's go through both of those. This is the trade objective. The objective, your objective is tied to management. Management makes money. Management makes money. Write that down. Those are the 3 M's of investing. Management makes money. This is the trade objective, one of 2 you can have here, meaning to trade out of the stock by selling it to take a profit. Earlier, the 252 and a halves just, oh, well, here, hold on a second. So here's how this works, okay? You're gonna like this. So if I owned this stock, which is trading right around 245-ish or so, if I sold the 252 and a half calls at 204, that comes out to roughly about just shy of 1% of the stock price that I'm taking in. Now there's 16 days until expiration in this example, about 2 weeks. So our objective here is if the stock goes up from 245 to 252 and a half, I'm happy in this case, might not always, but in this case, to sell my stock and take the profit. My objective is to trade out of the stock and take a profit. But my objective could be the skate objective. So with the stock at 245-ish, if I sold the 252 and a half calls at $2.04, I could maybe not plan on selling the stock, keeping it, but keeping this roughly 1% in roughly 2 weeks, and doing that over and over again to create that cushion that we talked about earlier, right? So either way, like, as you can see, like either way, I can end up with a very profitable trade, whether the stock goes up through my strike and I lock in a profit, or if it stays where it is or goes down and I do this over and over again and keep taking in riskless cash. There are 2 metrics it's essential to focus on here, ROI and COI. You can clearly see the ROI you can get with this strategy. I just shared how powerful it is to get these payments over and over while building up insurance as well as selling high and buying low. But COI is actually more important. In this market now, what is the cost of doing what you're currently doing and just staying status quo and not changing? Is your account today where you would like it to be? If it is, great. You made a choice and made it happen. That's what makes great traders and investors. Trading is psychological. You learn a lot about who you are. Are you afraid to make an investment? Are you afraid to invest in yourself? Fear is the enemy of traders. If all you can think about is how much you spend and not how much you make from investing, You might not be cut out for investing, right? Fortune favors the bold. It takes money to make money. You have to be able to imagine a profitable future. If you look back 3 years from now and you can confidently say, yes, I've generated a bunch of cash. My risk is consequently lower. I really took the steps to make this happen for myself. What would those steps have been? There's a cost to inaction. And for many, it can be life-changing. So we are going to verify the earnings data after the front expiration. So with options, there's several different expiration cycles. Some are monthly and some are weekly. And in some ETFs, it's even 3 times a week. So we'll select the exact expiration later in the S.M.A.R.T system. But knowing this, like, earnings must be after the front expiration. We don't want to be holding this through earnings at least the first couple of times in the 2-week cycle. Now, the profit and safety benefits of this system are obvious, but what a lot of people don't consider is like that time is money, you know, and your time is valuable. I talk to a lot of traders every day. Many of our traders are following the plan and just killing it in this market. But I talk to some who are just getting started with us and who tell me of their struggles. And the most common thing that traders who aren't getting results yet is how much of their valuable time they waste trying to figure it out on their own in this market, scratching their heads, wondering what to do. They log into their trading account and see the market move, and they're not sure exactly what to do or how to do this. They stare at the screen, frozen, afraid, not sure what to do. Analysis paralysis. Not only does that cost them profits, but time is the most valuable asset you have. What's more valuable, time or money? You can always make money. That's not the hard part. I mean, I showed you how easy that is, but you can't get your time back. What I'm sharing with you can be done in literally 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes. Not only does that save you time, but because you know exactly what to do, that confidence, you can trade with no stress. That makes you a better trader and makes your whole life better. This is Michael. This is a professional picture taken because he's a high-powered executive. Just like many of us, he's got a jam-packed schedule. He doesn't have time to stare at a screen wondering what to do. I mean, he's an executive. He knows to have experts tell him what to do so he can grow his business. When he joined us, trading used to be overwhelming. He was too busy and would miss opportunities. He couldn't make it work because his time was scarce. So now he simply follows the system we laid out for him and can finally make it work. No more wasted time learning, wasted time thinking and wondering and hoping and praying. He just simply follows the system and has his time and peace of mind back. Also, the makes sense factor. Like, we want to make sure that this just makes sense. This is a simple yes/no test to determine whether this covered call proposition is logical based on each specific candidate. And here's just like one real easy look at that makes sense factor. So in the example that I gave you, selling one of these calls at 204, I mean, there's nobody in this room that can tell me that making almost 1% in about 2 weeks doesn't make a whole ton of sense. Like, that makes it a bunch of sense. No one in their right mind would argue that. But now this one down here maybe doesn't pass the make sense factor as much. If we own a $9.50 stock and we sell one of these calls for 10 cents, I mean, you know, we've got to maybe pay commission on that. You know, that might not make as much sense. So there's sometimes when we're going to do this and sometimes when we're not going to do this. And we just need to understand certain criteria in order to know when to do it and when not. And it's simple. We want to evaluate that the trade makes sense based on objectives and strike proximity. So we talked some about objectives. Now let's talk about strike proximity. When you look at an option chain, which I know many of you have and some of you have not, you'll notice that there's many different strikes that you can trade. We can sell calls that are far above where the stock price is, or strikes that are very close to where the stock price is. If we sell a call that's very close to where the stock price is, that means there's a greater chance of assignment, and that may not be justifiable. That may be part of our objective, or it may not. We might want to trade out of the stock right here and get a bigger premium. But if we sell strikes that are too far out of the money, meaning far above the strike price, then that gives us a very low premium. It gives more what we call room to run for the stock. The stock can rise more before I get assigned and sell it. But if the premium's too low, that might not be justifiable too. So we have to follow this path and select the correct strike price every time. If you get this down, you will be miles ahead of the typical investor. Can you imagine having the confidence of knowing you can outperform in up markets as well as down markets, cranking out cash consistently over and over again? That feels good, right? This is the MTM S.M.A.R.T Paychecks income system. Are you getting this? It doesn't have to be hard. The system is simple. Work the system and the system works. Your trading can improve greatly right now. It just depends on the actions that you take. And the actions are simple and you know what to do. The other steps are important as well. Step 2, the max profit option value screening technique. We're going to only do this on statistically advantageous options where we're only selling options that are overpriced. The amazingly easy strike and expiration selection solution. So being able to select the right strikes and expiration is extremely important. I shared with you some tips on that. We want to make sure that earnings is always after the expiration of our option, and we want to match up our strike price, which is the agreed upon price where we'll buy or sell the stock, match that up to our objectives. The result-driven trade entry tips and tricks. So getting into the trade, like actually making the trade, that can be a little bit make or break for you. There are some stocks where the bid-ask spreads can be very wide, and when they are, you have to follow a middling system that we call the MTM 25-20 middling technique, which is really very simple. It's just a simple for middling markets to help improve your chances of actually getting a great fill. The time-saving management adjustment and rolling plan. I said before, I suggested you write it down. Management makes what? Management makes what? Money, right? So just being able to identify the great trades is an extremely important key step, but we've got to be able to manage them too. Now, how often can you find opportunities like this? There are literally hundreds right now. And most of you, probably all of you, already have these opportunities in your portfolio. You can add them to it as well, but they're probably sitting there right now just waiting for you to take action on. If you don't take action on great opportunities, your ROI remains the same, whatever it is. Could be good, could be bad, could be zero. But your COI continues adding up when you miss opportunities. Are these returns common? Yes, studies prove the data. I literally showed you screenshots of my account and real market, like I showed you proof on how it works. If you can identify the best candidates, set them up right, and manage them, you can make this work. Now, what if the trade doesn't work out? Well, each trade is a step in a proven system. Work the system, and the system works. This is a simple system that anybody can follow, and the timing right now is ideal. Like David and I could plan this webinar at the exact right time for something like this. If you can follow a checklist, you can take your first step towards beating the market today. I want to share this with you. This is the MTM Smart Income System. In this course, I'm going to share with you my system to help you tap into the hidden income source inside your existing portfolio so you can generate consistent cash over and over again without having to rely on the buy and hold strategy as your only way to win by having Wall Street traders pay you every 2 weeks and help you sell at a profit so that you can trade consistently and confidently and have peace of mind about your finances and be able to start right now. The MTM Smart Income System is a 5 easy to follow online modules that literally lays out income generation step by step for a lifetime of more profitable investing. This is among our top courses, and for good reason. If you could make an extra just 10% in your IRA every year for the rest of your life, would this be worth it to you? Would that help erase the sting of like this recent market dip or some stocks that didn't work out through this financial crisis? Well, here's just some of what you'll learn in this class. Time-saving ways to easily scan the market for top income trades, where to get real-time data that identifies the best opportunities, how to screen for value and make more on winning trades, the 7 steps to selecting the strikes and expirations with the biggest payoff, how to manage bid-ask spreads for greater overall profit, how to use the complete system, including cash secured puts, the recycle trade, and more in stock repair strategy, key management, how to recoup losses when the stock falls, turning losers into winners. That's really important. And how to manage trades when the stock rises through the strike price, where that's where so many people go wrong, because it's all about how to manage and adjust and roll, because what? Management makes money. So you now have a new opportunity to make back what you lost, the last few trading sessions, maybe. Or, if you were holding on to some brick and mortar stocks over the past 6 months, how to make that back, and how to add cash to your portfolio without buying more stocks, and how to finally control your financial future and live with the financial freedom you deserve. So this is not for gamblers. It's just not that kind of a strategy. This is to get paid over and over again with confidence and consistency. If you like to bet big and don't care if you lose, that's a totally different style of trading, and that's fine too. But this is like for your IRA, this is for your long-term investments. It's also not for people who would rather spend time and money and endure losses to learn on their own over years. This is the fast track. I'm giving this presentation now because a lot of people need help, and that's no joke. I'm 100% serious. And if you're serious about your investing, I will help you make it really easy for you to do. And it's also not for wishy-washy procrastinators, overthinkers, who see a good investment but can't make a decision. It's not for them either. And frankly, investing's not for you if you can't, if you have to ask your mom every time you have to make a decision, right? So who is this for? This is for you if you want more consistency, if you want to lower your risk, if you believe your success is tied to following a methodology and you can follow a few simple steps and you're willing to invest in yourself. The MTM Smart Income System is a $2,499 class. If you can generate $500 or $1,000 or $2,000 a month for the rest of your life, this class is, it's just a steal. Like, this can be the best investment you ever make. But I want to make sure that this can work for everyone. no matter what your background is, and to help as many people as possible. So basically, I wanted to sweeten the deal and kind of make this truly irresistible. So I decided to add some bonuses that'll make this opportunity possible for everyone, no matter what their background in investing is. If you're a new trader, you might be concerned this is too advanced for you. So I decided to give you our Options Impact video series, which will fast track your skills to catch you up and level the playing field. You'll watch these 8 videos first. They cover all the basics of options, so you'll know everything you need to start using the MTM S.M.A.R.T income system now, and you're ready to start seeing immediate results. The Options Impact video series is a $497 class, and I'm going to give this to you today to anyone who needs it, so everyone can benefit right now from this SMART class. And that's for people who are newer to options, but it's great for experienced traders too. This is Mark from Bellevue, Washington, he was one of the first people to see this system. When I shared it with him, he said, I trade covered calls and cash secured puts, and the SMART income system definitely provides me with the confidence in selecting the right components and attributes for the trade. The series is very easy to understand and presented in a logical manner. He now trades every day. I don't know why Siri's bothering me here. He now trades every day. He retired from his job, and he started in September of 2016, and this is all he does now. Now, we want income trading to finally work for you. So the sooner you can start bringing in profits, the better. This bonus is designed to give you immediate results. This is the MTM Live Advantage Group Coaching class. This is real hands-on training. Every day you'll log into a webinar and watch an ex-Goldman Sachs guy set up the trades that you learned about in this class in the live real market. This bonus makes using the MTM S.M.A.R.T income system foolproof. Other trades too, like debit spreads and credit spreads and butterflies that are suitable for small or large accounts, are also part of this class. So it really rounds out your trading. You'll learn about it, you'll see it done, and you can trade right along with an ex-Goldman guy who's been doing this 30 years. You can't mess it up. Now, normally this is $349 a month, and you're gonna attend this class for 6 months as part of your training. This is the hands-on part. Can you imagine the value of having a veteran option trader look at one of your trades before you make them, and being in a daily online trade meetup group? Well, we planned it so that this bonus alone is practically worth the investment. This is 3 months of the MTM Live Advantage Group coaching, 3 months. Now, the next bonus is the MTM Community Chat Room. This access for the 3 months of the greatest online community of traders and investors there is a lifesaver. Like there are top traders and me and John in that class, in the chat room every day, sharing trade ideas and helping live real time. If you have a question about a trade that's going right or going wrong, all you have to do is log into the classroom. We all know that being around other traders and learning is one of the most valuable tools you can have, and you're going to get access to this class for 3 months, which is a $297 value. But what's even better, like I said, is that some of our top traders hang out in the chat room and post their trade ideas real time. Like, this is your support group. When you have a question, you get an answer right back real time. We got your back every step of the way, because you'll have direct and constant access to us and other students in a supportive community. So first, you'll get the MTM S.M.A.R.T income system. Then, for those of you who are newer, you'll also get the Options Impact video series as a complimentary bonus. Those of you who are new, intermediate, or very experienced will benefit from seeing an ex-Goldman guy giving you trade ideas, the top trade ideas of the day, every day. And then you'll also get access to the MTM Community Chat Room. This is a $4,340 package. That's the total retail value. A lot of those, though, are bonuses. the list price of this class is $2,499. It's $2,500. But for those of you who join right now during this webinar for the next couple of minutes here, go to markettaker.com/smart. You're going to get all this for $497. Simply go to markettaker.com/smart. That's 2 T's in a row, markettaker.com/smart. And you're going to get this entire package valued at $4,340 for less than $500. Now, a couple of frequently asked questions, and then I'm going to take some live questions. Is this live or recorded? So it's both. The MTM Smart Income System is a 5-module video class, but the group coaching is live every day from 10 to 11 Eastern. It's 9 to 10 Central. How long do you have access to the class? You actually have lifetime access. Is this time consuming? No. In fact, it will save you time so you can spend it doing the things you love with friends and family. And how do you know you'll be able to do it? Because you literally get hands-on training with it. John, the ex-Goldman guy, literally gives you trade ideas every day that you can make or just follow on. So for those of you join right now at markettaker.com/smart, that's market like stock market, taker like take what is yours, 2 T's in a row, markettaker.com/smart. You're going to get this entire package for just $497. So now's the time. 1, 2, 3, go join us. And now I'm going to answer some questions. Oh, thank you, David, for posting that link in chat. Those of you, who access the chat box, simply go there and you can just simply click that link, markettaker.com/smart, and join us right now. Looks like Washington Monument. Jennifer says, no spreads, I guess. So actually, Jennifer, yeah, your bonus, the group coaching class, which is normally $349 a month that you're going to get for 3 months. So that's like, you know, $1,050 of a valued bonus. John mostly talks about spreads in that class. That really rounds you out. He's going to share some covered call trades, some cash secured put trades. But he's going to share spreads every day. Yeah, no, not on our slides, because the MTM Smart Income System is your investing part. Like everyone in this class, I believe, is both a trader and an investor, right? You do both. I do both. I have an IRA that is my long-term holdings, and I keep my investments in there. And then I have a couple of trading accounts where my time horizon is much shorter. So the MTM Smart Income System is for the investing side of your wealth, and the bonus group coaching class, that is for both your investing side of your wealth and also your trading side. And that's designed, like I say, that's designed to help you hit the ground running. What I mean by that is, I mean, if you invest in yourself today with this class by investing $497, if you make money on one of the trades in the group coaching bonus that you're not even, that just comes along with this to help you succeed. If you make money on one of those trades over the next 3 months where you'll be in the class, like that can pay for this class in one single trade potentially, right? Make sense? Jennifer says spreads are not investing. Certain spreads can be investing, and actually, I guess I take this back. In the MTM Smart Income System, we do cover some spreads. The stock repair strategy, diagonals. There are some spreads that are very good for investing. Spreads overall are very good for trading, but some are also good for investing. Yeah, so this is investing with options. Yeah. Do we have any other questions about the MTM Smart Income System or anything that I shared today? But please, like, again, this is for like, this is your, to help your COI, that cost of inaction. That's why I made this investment affordable for anybody who wants to be able to lower their risk and eke out more. So yeah, it's $5.97. I mean, if you are an investor, you know, I mean, just think about the last trade you made. Was it more than $497? How much can you make? How much can you make with this system over your lifetime? You tell me. Any other questions? We have any other questions about anything else I shared today? I would love to cover them. I think David had asked to keep this to 50 minutes, so I'm just over that point. I think the idea was to save some time for questions, so now is that time. I'd love to go back and cover anything else you might be interested in. Oh, what's my favorite spread? Well, actually, Jennifer, that's a really great question to be asking, because a very key element of this system, and really any good trading system, is that how you construct your strategy ties in with your objectives. Like no good traders have just one favorite strat. I mean, I guess there's some that you like to use that you feel like really super comfortable with, but but like the first thing is, what are my objectives? And then how do I best capitalize on those objectives? That's what this system is all about, because that's how you end up making more and lowering your risk. We do some ratio spreads. I mean, I was a market maker on the Chicago Board Options Exchange trading floor, so I've done a whole bunch of vol skew stuff, Jennifer, and vol skew stuff, gamma scalping. I mean, if I have to say what's my favorite spread, I mean, gamma scalping synthetic straddles is what I like to do, but now as a trading in a retail investing account, just like all of you now, I'm not going down to the pits every day like I used to. I don't really have opportunities to do gamma scalping very much anymore, but yeah, that's one. And, in John's class, those of you signed up, and I saw my other computer beep, and I see that we've had a number of people join us, and welcome to all you new folks. In fact, maybe I can take a quick little look here. We've had Mark join us. Welcome, Mark. And who's this? Sanjay join us. Welcome, Sanjay. Yeah, like those of you who are going to be in John's group coaching class tomorrow, those of you who just joined us, you'll see he does a lot of debit spreads. He's got an amazing system for debit spreads. And the real nuance there is selecting the right strikes, especially on the long option. The short option is very easy to select the strike that just coincides with your targets, and selecting the expiration coincides with your time target. But yeah, John does debit spreads and time spreads are John's favorite strategies. And that's the class that you're going to be in. You're going to be watching John set up these trades every single day. John uses vol skew on every one of his time spreads, term structure volatility, which I bet Jennifer is interested in. Yeah, I was waiting for that. Great. Yeah, you're going to love this class, Jennifer. So yeah, those of you who haven't joined us yet, go to markettaker.com/smart. David was kind enough to post that in chat. All you have to do, I believe, is click on that link, markettaker.com/smart, and join us. Yeah, Jennifer, with the questions you're asking, oh man, the group coaching bonus alone is going to be worth it for you. And we can go back and revisit. Again, first thing you're going to get is the MTM Smart Income System. And then the Options Impact video series, the group coaching bonus, and the MTM community chat room. In the MTM community chat room, I mean, that's great too. The Options Impact video series, again, are for those of you who are new to option trading and aren't sure if you're going to be ready to use this system. So I want to make sure that everyone can use the MTM Smart Income System. So that's why I give this bonus. You've got no excuse to make your financial life better, because you're going to get those options impact video series. I mean, that's worth the cost of investment right there. And so you'll be able to use the Smart Income System. Any further questions? Any further questions before we go? Again, welcome all the new folks who joined us. And those of you who haven't yet, once again, my name is Dan Passarelli at Market Taker Mentoring. And we're glad to help traders just like you all around the world. And anything we can do to help, I'm an email away.